Good morning to you all. Today we will discuss magnetization and magnetic intensity. So, what is magnetization? In order to explain magnetization, first we want to know the magnetic moment at the atomic level. As we know that each and every atom contains electrons and all the electrons are revolving around it, and because of revolution of electrons it produces circular currents, and circular currents produces magnetic moment, and magnetic moment is you know that M is equal to I into A, where I is the electric current and A is the area of circular orbit along which current is flowing. And SI unit of magnetic moment is ampere meter square, and it is a vector quantity. Magnetic moment is a vector quantity and its direction is along the direction of magnetic field. So as we know that this earth contains a large number of elements, compounds, so many. Artificially also we sometimes develop or synthesize new elements, compounds, alloys as per our requirements. Now we want to classify magnetic properties of these substances. So how can we do it? So just we take a specimen of any substance, and as we know that every substance contains a large number of atoms and each atom possesses magnetic moment. So what is the net magnetic moment of the specimen? So net magnetic moment of the specimen can be obtained by vector addition of all the magnetic moments. So what is magnetization? How can we explain magnetization? So magnetization is net magnetic moment per unit volume. Here volume, this V is the volume of the specimen, and M net, this is the vector sum of all the magnetic moments of all the atoms present in the specimen. So this is the magnetic moment. So here M is called magnetization, and it is a vector quantity. M is a vector quantity. M is a vector quantity. SI unit of M is ampere per meter. As we know that SI unit of magnetic moment is ampere meter square, and SI unit of volume is meter cube. So we get ampere per meter. And dimension of M is L inverse A, ampere. This is the dimension. So now we want to explain what is magnetic intensity. This is magnetization. Now we want to explain what is magnetic intensity. So in order to explain magnetic intensity, we take a current carrying solenoid. So we will take a current carrying solenoid. Suppose this is a current carrying solenoid, and N is the number of turns per unit volume, and I is the current through solenoid. So if current is flowing through the solenoid, there will be magnetic field produced inside it. With the direction of current, curved finger shows the direction of current and thumb will show the direction of magnetic field. So what is the magnetic field? Well, inside it, so it is B naught. So therefore magnetic field inside the solenoid, that is B naught will be equal to mu naught Ni. Suppose this is equation number 1. Now what will happen if a core of non-zero magnetization is inserted into it? Let's a core is inserted, a core of material having non-zero magnetization, having non-zero magnetization is inserted into the solenoid. So as soon as core is inserted, magnetic field inside it is enhanced, and therefore net magnetic field inside the solenoid, it becomes B is equal to B naught plus Bm. Here Bm is the additional magnetic field contributed by the inserted core, and here where Bm is the additional, it is additional magnetic field contributed by the inserted core. And this Bm, it depends on magnetization. Larger will be the value of magnetization produced in the core, larger will be the value of Bm, that is a magnetic field contributed by the core. So we can say that here Bm is directly proportional to M. It depends on magnetization. Also we can write Bm is equal to mu naught M. Mu naught is a constant of proportionality, and this is called permeability of free space. This is permeability of free space. Now we will put the value of B naught from equation 1 and Bm from equation 3. So equation 2 becomes so if we use equation 1 and 3, so therefore equation 2 becomes B is equal to, what is the value of B naught from equation 1? It is mu naught Ni, and the value of Bm is mu naught M. And also we can write B is equal to mu naught H plus mu naught M, or B is equal to mu naught H plus M. Suppose this is equation number 4. Here we have written the term H, that is Ni is equal to H, where H is Ni, and this is called magnetic intensity. Here Ni, this is called magnetic intensity, and this is also called ampere turns. N is the number of turns per unit length, and I is the current, also called ampere turn. This is ampere turn. So now just you see, here we have this relation, since H is equal to Ni. So definitely H depends on current and number of turns in the solenoid. So when core is inserted, core gets magnetized, and cause of magnetization is electric current and number of turns per unit length of the solenoid. That is, this magnetization depends on magnetic intensity. So here magnetic intensity is external factor. What is the number of turns per unit length and what is the value of current flowing through it. So here we can say that here H is equal to Ni. This is an external factor. This is an external factor. And what is M? M is a internal property of material of the core. M is internal property of material of the core. Material of the core, but this is influenced by H. M will increase if H increases for particular type of material. So we can say that internal property of material of the core, which is influenced by the external factor, which is influenced by the external factor. So we can write that, therefore we can write M depends on H. M depends on H. So if M depends on H, so we can write M is equal to a constant of proportionality xi into H. So this is equation number 5. Here again there is a new term, that is xi, and xi is called susceptibility of the material. So where xi is called susceptibility. Where xi is a constant, and this is called susceptibility. Of the material of the core. And what is susceptibility? It is a measure of how a magnetic material responds to the external field. Xi is a measure of how a magnetic material responds to external magnetic field. Since xi is equal to m by h, and the unit of SI unit of magnetization is ampere per meter, and also SI unit of magnetic intensity is ampere per meter. So both will be cancelled, and susceptibility has no unit. Susceptibility has no unit, because it is a ratio of two quantities having same dimension and same SI units. Now we can also differentiate materials according to their value, according to their susceptibility values. Sometimes this susceptibility is a small and positive. For some material it is large and positive. For some material it is a small and negative. So according to the value of susceptibility, we differentiate materials into three categories. One is called a diamagnetic material, another is called paramagnetic material, and a third type of material is called ferromagnetic material. So if the value of xi is a small and positive, it is called paramagnetic. So if xi is a small and positive, material is paramagnetic. And if xi is a small and negative, a small and negative, it is called diamagnetic. And if Xi is large and positive, the material will be called ferromagnetic. So already it has been explained that Xi is a measure of how a magnetic material responds to external field. So according to that, a material is classified into three types: paramagnetic, diamagnetic and ferromagnetic, and these all will be explained in later topic in the next class. Now we want to discuss some dimensions of this topic or for this chapter. So we want to derive the dimension of magnetic induction B. Dimension of some physical quantities. Dimension of some physical quantities. So first of all, we will derive the dimension of B, and this is called magnetic induction. This is called magnetic induction. This is also called magnetic flux density. So we can find the dimension of B, and it is same. It is called magnetic induction. It is also called magnetic flux density. So how can we find the dimension of B? So since we know that F is equal to IL cross B. This is the equation we have already explained earlier. So the magnitude of F is equal to BIL sin theta. So we want to find the dimension of B. So dimension of B can be obtained by calculating the dimension of F divided by dimension of current, dimension of length and dimension of sin theta. Since dimension of F is mLt minus 2, dimension of current is ampere, this is length and it has no dimension. So we can write it is m, L will be cancelled, so it is m1 L0 T minus 2 ampere inverse. This is the dimension of B. This is the dimension of magnetic induction and also called magnetic flux density. Now we will derive the dimension of mu naught, that is permeability of free space. That is permeability of free space. Now the dimension of mu naught, that is permeability of free space. As we know that B is equal to mu naught Ni, so we can find mu naught is equal to B divided by Ni. So what is the value of mu naught? So dimension of mu naught is equal to dimension of B divided by dimension of N divided by dimension of current I. So if we write the dimension of all the terms here, it is clear that what is the dimension of B? Dimension of B is m t minus 2 a minus 1. L is 0, it is 1. So m to the power 1. L to the power 0 means 1. So t to the power minus 2 and ampere to the power minus 1. This is the dimension of B. Now what is the dimension of n? What is n? It is number of turns per unit length. Number of turns has no dimension. Per unit length has dimension. So it has dimension L minus 1. And what is the dimension of current? The dimension of current is A. Therefore we can write dimension of mu naught is equal to m L. This will go up L to the power plus 1 and t minus 2, and this will go up, then it becomes a to the power minus 2. So this is the dimension of mu naught, that is permeability of free space. Now we want to calculate the dimension of magnetic moment. Dimension of magnetic moment. So the dimension of magnetic moment since we know that m is equal to I into A, so dimension of m is equal to dimension of current into dimension of area. A is area, not current, it is area. So here dimension of magnetic moment is equal to dimension of current is A and dimension of area means pi r square. Pi has no dimension and r square means L2, AL2. So this is dimension of magnetic moment, AL2. This is the dimension of magnetic moment. Now we want to find the dimension of magnetic flux. We want to find the dimension of magnetic flux. So magnetic flux is a phi b magnetic flux, and we know that since magnetic flux is B into A, B dot, this can also be written as BA cos theta. So dimension of phi B is equal to dimension of B into dimension of area into dimension of cos theta. Since this trigonometric function has no dimension, so we have to write the dimension of magnetic field and also we have to write the dimension of area. So the dimension of magnetic field is dimension of magnetic field is dimension of magnetic field is m t minus 2 a minus 1 area, that is L2. So this is m L2 t minus 2 area inverse. This is the dimension of magnetic flux. Susceptibility has no dimension. Susceptibility has no dimension. Xi that is susceptibility, since susceptibility is equal to m by h, and dimension of xi is the dimension of magnetization divided by dimension of magnetic intensity and dimension of magnetization is L inverse ampere, and magnetic intensity is also L inverse ampere. So both will be cancelled. Both will be cancelled, and dimension of xi has no dimension. So therefore xi has no dimension. This will be cancelled. Dimension of magnetization, that is M. Magnetization, since M is magnetic moment per unit volume, so dimension of M is dimension of magnetic moment, that is ampere meter square, divided by length cube. This volume, so length cube, so this can be written as L inverse ampere. L inverse ampere. Also we can write the susceptibility. Magnetic intensity. Magnetic intensity, that is H. Magnetic intensity, and this magnetic intensity is equal to Ni. So dimension of H is equal to dimension of N into dimension of I. Here N should not be confused, because N is not simply number, it is number of turns per unit length. So it has dimension length inverse. So this can be written as length inverse, and ampere is A. So this is the dimension of H. Dimension of H is L inverse ampere. That's all. Thank you.